Hello, I'm Darren, and today I just want to go over the video. Hopefully, you would have seen it. If you haven't, I did a chat yesterday with Andrew, so aka frogboyx1Gaming. He invited me into a chat, which he's then posted up live on his channel, which is awesome of him. I appreciate that completely. And it kind of opened up my eyes a bit to himself, maybe myself a bit. I kind of learnt some lessons from that yesterday, and I ended the discussion feeling actually quite happy, which is good. So I know obviously some people might be a little bit disappointed. They might have wanted maybe a bit of a fiery interaction, and it didn't really come to that. And personally, I'm kind of glad with that. Now, maybe in the future, maybe we'll talk, and maybe things might get fiery, but it's not something that I particularly want to happen. So it's not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going down that road. And it made me think of, how bad the toxicity is within the kind of the PC space, the console space, the whole gaming in general space. And it made me kind of look back at myself, how I kind of interact, because when we got to the end of the video yesterday, the chat I thought went pretty well. We covered some of maybe the kind of disagreements or the issues, his point of view, my point of view, hopefully, that we covered in throughout the video. Hopefully we've got more to talk about in the future. And then we kind of spoke a bit off air after as well, and that helped me out a lot, and it helped me kind of understand him as a person a bit more, because those aren't interactions that you would normally get. So it made me kind of step back and think of how we, or me, interact over the internet, and kind of how bad sometimes, writing a comment and then reading a comment can be, and can obviously be perceived wrong. So, and unfortunately that is the awkward thing. You can easily read a comment, and unfortunately the way that you read that comment, it can easily come across not the way that that comment was ever intended when it was written. So it's very easy to then react in the wrong way, and I'm guilty of that, and I'm sure probably most other people are guilty of doing that at one point in time. So obviously it's very similar to, you ask the wife to grab you, you send a message to the wife, can you grab me a beer out the fridge, with a kiss on the end, and with a bit of luck you get your beer out the fridge. Whereas you ask your missus to grab you a beer out the fridge and you don't put the kiss on the end, and shit can go south real quick. So unfortunately that's kind of the way that a message can be perceived wrong, and we're not really in a position that we can put a kiss on the end of each message, because shit really would go south quite quick. So it's made me think of how I probably write my messages, and how I read my messages, and how I shouldn't maybe react to them in the way that I do. Because after, like I said, we had the chat which you saw, and then afterwards we spoke a bit more, obviously off air, and I left the chat thinking that he's a really nice guy, really helpful, helped me out, didn't have to do anything that he did. So he gave me some good pointers, gave me some kind of helpful advice on where to go, and we just had a great conversation. And I didn't expect that, but I'm happy that it happened. So yeah, really pleased. I have absolutely nothing bad to say. It was a good day. It was a good day. And yeah, I think kind of going forward, hopefully we will probably meet again, go through obviously any kind of, hopefully, you know, anything that comes up in the future from now on, if we have disagreements that we think are maybe something to go online and talk about again, you know, hopefully some people have enjoyed maybe listening to it. I think next time we probably kind of need to make sure that we definitely kind of have a bit of a direction so that we don't get a little bit lost, if you know what I mean. But overall, it was a really good talk. And I enjoyed it, and I do appreciate what he did, and it made me definitely see him in a different light, and I definitely don't feel any type of content that comes across from him in the same way that I did. So, you know, some of it I maybe found was maybe a bit kind of vindictive or personally trying to push buttons or something like that, but I kind of see it now as, after talking to him, he's just a really passionate guy, and I can't fault that, if you know what I mean. So I do truly believe that, you know, a lot of his content is out of passion. I understand that. I do understand where he's coming from, that AMD probably do need someone like him, because AMD do still get a lot of negativity that isn't deserved, and I can tell you that, obviously having both systems. So there is a lot of negativity. I don't think it's deserved, and I completely understand why he's probably found, you know, he's found himself in a place where he wants to defend, and I can understand why he does, you know, react somewhat in the way that he does, because he does take stuff personally, and we all react differently. We're all human. None of us are the same, and I can't really argue with someone over how they want to react. It's perfectly fine. So yeah, it was a really good conversation. Hopefully we will do something in the future. I did kind of mention to him that, you know, if we both find ourselves bored in the future at some point and maybe struggling to do some content that may be something along the lines of some kind of community games or something, might be of interest to people. I'm not sure. Maybe some kind of Team Red versus Team Green kind of community death matches, or I don't know how we'd work it out. It'd probably take a lot of work to set up, but it might be quite a good laugh. It might be quite good to maybe get into some kind of community games and then be able to actually talk with people that, like you say, you're kind of stuck to messages as such, and sometimes those don't always come across right. So yeah, it was a good day yesterday. I'm kind of happy with how that went, and hopefully if we have, I don't expect us not to disagree in the future, but at the same time I don't expect us to feel the need to ever go to war over it. I felt like we did kind of get a bit prickly at times, and that's totally understandable. But at the same time, I've definitely got, I definitely feel different after having the conversation, after having the chat with him yesterday, and then more so with the conversation afterwards, because like I said, we spoke afterwards, and I honestly just left the conversation thinking, you know what, he's actually a really nice guy. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I felt like he went out of his way to help me, and I just want to make sure that people understand that I'm appreciative over it, and yeah, I think he deserves some credit, in fairness. I think he deserves a lot of credit, to be fair. So I won't rattle on for too long. I'll probably leave the video there, but yeah, if you haven't obviously seen the conversation, I will throw a link if I'm capable. Hopefully I'm capable. It shouldn't be hopefully too difficult. I'll throw a link in the description. But I'm probably sure that most people over on this channel have probably migrated, or they found their way over here from there. So I'd imagine most of you have. And if anyone has any ideas of any type of topics going forward, you know, if you enjoyed the content, if you have any type of topics that you think might be good for us to debate going forward, you know, give us some ideas, throw it in the comments, because I think I'm definitely happy to, as long as Andrew is, I'm definitely happy to in the future again meet up and maybe, you know, throw another discussion, and if people are happy to watch it. So I'm happy to do it if people are happy to watch it. So all good. Hopefully I've kind of covered everything I should, and with that said, I will catch you in the next one.